On February 16, 2012, in cooperation with the International Advisory Council of Organizations of Reserve Officers, the Public Chamber of the Russian Federation Commission on National Security, Social and Economic Conditions of Living of Servicemen, their families and veterans, held a meeting with representatives of military and diplomatic missions of foreign states. During the meeting, the participants touched upon reserve officers' Russian and international experience of cooperation. Taking into consideration geopolitical changes, development of international ties is of particular importance nowadays. We should know each other better, to know history, culture, and move forward relying on the history. We should abstain from wars as a means of settling disputes. The meeting was attended by members of the Public Chamber of the Russian Federation, spokespersons of the Defense Ministry, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Security Council, State Duma, Federation Council, Government of Moscow, ambassadors and military attachés representing 32 states, veterans and prominent public figures. People living in various countries, distinguished by their history and mentality, have features which unite all of us, unite officers. We were all brought up on feelings of love for our motherland, devotion and patriotism. Today, the Public Chamber has marked a milestone. It has celebrated its 6th anniversary. Undoubtedly, the regional Public Chamber and the Public Chamber itself rely on non-governmental organizations. Today's meeting organization was brought into practice by the Union of Reserve Officers, which is one of those non-governmental agencies. They launched a great initiative and set up the International Union of Reserve Officers. The organization is capable of playing a significant role, both domestically and internationally, in understanding of what a war is and how it can be evaded. Members of the Commission reported on main fields of their activities meant to form a civil society, cooperation of public figures with the armed forces, other law enforcement agencies and enterprises of the military-industrial complex, and shared their experience of international cooperation. Unlike the State Duma, the Public Chamber is a rapid response organization. It is entitled to address a challenge independently and reach higher authorities, including President. That is the essence and power of the Public Chamber. Participants of the meeting unanimously noted that reserve officers are best appropriate for a role of champions for peace and friendship among different countries. They also came to a conclusion that international cooperation and exchange of experience in the field of security, civil control over law enforcement and security agencies serve as a basis of the world stabilization. I am pleased to sit at the same table amid quite a number of servicemen of different ranks, and they speak about peace and cooperation rather than war. Such issues as experience of work of the International Advisory Council of Organizations of Reserve Officers, which was set up last year, and the Council's second meeting scheduled for May 2012 in Bratislava, drew particular attention of the participants of the meeting. As many as 23 countries expressed willingness to participate in it. Organizations participants of the Council carry out cooperation in such fields as conducting consultations, promoting of a kind and charitable attitude towards veterans and military pensioners on behalf of society. The real price of peace and war is best known by officers than anyone else. During the meeting, Chairman of the Public Chamber of the Russian Federation Evgeny Velikhov awarded Veteran of the Great Patriotic War, Chief Inspector of Russia's Ministry of Defense, Marshal of Artillery Vladimir MIKHALKIN, a written citation for an outstanding contribution to the cause of strengthening of Russia's defense capabilities, patriotic education of citizens, and military training of the youth. I serve for the Russian Federation. Summing up the results, all participants of the event unanimously agreed that such kind of meetings are not only of great significance for the participants, but also serve the purpose of building of a constructive dialogue among different states. It is symbolically to mention that the Public Chamber of Russia became the venue for the current meeting. So many people are captivated by the state of affairs of Russia, and this, undoubtedly, gives veteran movements a certain impetus for joint prospective cooperation in the future. It is our shared interest to live without any confrontations, moreover, without wars. Our delegations are all in favor of conducting cooperation and exchanging experience in a peaceful and amicable atmosphere. Soon you will celebrate the 100th anniversary of Russia's aviation, and Belgium's Air Forces Commander-in-Chief has been invited to participate in the event. In its turn, the command of the Navy has been invited by the Navy of Belgium in July and August. There exists such a cooperation, and of course, there are continuing bilateral contacts. Our defense minister recently paid a visit to Russia, and I believe it to mark the beginning of our active cooperation. Indeed, the foundation of the International Advisory Council of Organizations of Reserve Officers on June 15, 2011 became an event of great significance. This is a unique organization, not only in Europe and Asia, but in the whole world. It brings together reserve officers, people who have endured war paths, officers who are still being in service, and those who are able to analyze many topical developments taking place in the world. At the end of the meeting, spokespersons for the International Advisory Council of Organizations of Reserve Officers participated in a ceremonial evening which was held in the Central Academic Theatre of the Russian Army. The event was dedicated to the 40th anniversary of the officers' feature film and was organized to honor Russia's legendary actors who starred in the movie. The actors were awarded a special prize instituted for the actors of the theatre for their contribution in creating a heroic image of an officer.